In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can import new listings in bulk to your eBay account using rivalripper.com. So if you log into your RivalRipper account and go over to the left here and click on Live Listings, you're going to see an import button here. Just click on the import button, and you'll probably want to read this information here just to get a feel for everything that you can do. I'm not going to cover any of the text in here. I'm just going to give you an example of how this operates. So if you scroll down, what we're going to do is we have a CSV file, which is a comma separated value is what it stands for. So it's basically kind of like an Excel sheet or a Google sheet that has a bunch of products in it. So the import tool, I believe, supports I think it's 2,000 listings in one CSV file. You can import that many at once. So if you go in here and scroll down to the bottom of this form here, the first thing you want to do is make sure your profiles are selected properly. So these are being imported from eBay. So we'll have another tutorial on profiles that you can watch to get a feel for how that operates. But you're going to want to make sure you select the proper profile. So for all your listings, you'll have a shipping policy, a return policy, and a payment policy. And so you're going to want to select the correct one. So for example, I have returns accepted, buyer pays 14 days, money back as one of my return profiles. So I can do that, or I can do no return. And this will apply to everything that's about to be imported. Same for the shipping policy and same for the PayPal policy. So below that, there's a form here for importing a CSV file. So if you need some examples of what CSV files are supposed to look like, there's some links up here that you can click to download examples. Basically, these examples are just exporting your current listings and showing you an example. You obviously don't want to re-import your own listings, so you can just use these as a template and then replace the text inside the template using Microsoft Excel or the Google Sheets or anything really that can create a CSV file. Technically, you could do it in just a simple text editor if you wanted, but that would be kind of annoying. So usually a spreadsheet allows you to save as, and you'll want to save as a .csv file, and then import that CSV file by clicking this button right here. So there, I have a CSV file of, I believe, like 40 baby gates or something like that. I'm on a Mac, so whenever you use something like this, it always says fake path. So it's going to ask you a question. What do you want to do? There's multiple things that you can do with this tool. You can create new drafts. You can create new drafts, but skip existing drafts if the SKU in the CSV file for those listings exists already. So you can, like, if you accidentally import the same draft over, twice, you can select this to skip having that happen. You can also update existing drafts. So if your CSV file has a SKU in it and the item exists, it's going to basically overwrite it with the new data. So you can do that. And then the final option is updating your listing costs as well as keywords. So you can pass in your keywords for the Price Ripper tool. We have tutorials on how the Price Ripper tool works, as well as other tutorials explaining how important it is to get your costs in there to make sure that you have correct reporting so that you aren't losing any money. Nobody wants to lose money running an eBay business, and that's the main reason why we created these tools, is to make sure that we know exactly how much money we're making on every order and every sale that comes in after all the eBay costs, all the PayPal fees and the shipping and everything. So if you have a CSV file and you want to import your costs, all you need is the SKU, the costs, and then additionally you can add the keyword. So really you only need 3 columns. And then you import that CSV file and just click this button down here below on the bottom and it'll run through. So for example, in this, I'm going to create new drafts. So I just imported a whole bunch of drafts sitting in a CSV file. And then you want to look at these additional options. The first one is replacing certain fields with your default eBay settings. So this is like your PayPal address and your location of where you are, city, and currency and all that stuff, and the actual site that you're on. So if you're in eBay Spain or America eBay, click here to set that. That's basically on the global settings page that we covered in another tutorial as well. So usually, in most cases, you want to select this to make sure that your CSV data is correct and it's lined up with what your account is set to. If you make errors in your CSV file, you're going to get invalid column headings. So for example, if you put weird column headings in there that we don't support or something like that, you can check this to have the code just skip it. If you don't check it, it's not going to process your items. It's going to tell you it errored, and after 5 errors, it's going to quit. So if you see an error that says invalid column headings, like we can probably try this right now. I'm probably going to get invalid column headings because I'm using an old CSV file. The old CSV formats do not support profile policies like this. So the old CSV format actually had all this data, like all the return data, all the payment data, and all the shipping data in the CSV file. That's no longer needed. All you need now is just the ID number for the profile ID, which is awesome. Like that saves a lot of time when eBay came out with that feature. So we take advantage of that, and you don't have to put all the extra stuff into your CSV files anymore. And in the code will detect it and it'll skip them. So if I try right here, try to upload the CSV, create new drafts, it'll show you a log here, and you can see I got invalid column headings because I'm passing in PayPal address, which is no longer needed, return policy, and a bunch of other stuff like that. So they all errored. None of them ran. I got 41 errors. Data rows found 41. So it found them all, told me there's a problem, and now I can go back and it should just start over. So if I go back here, select what I want. I wanted that. Skip invalid column headings. Import my items. So boom, found 41 items. Successful imports. And you can see all the messages for each one of them. And you can see the warning that it skipped the invalid columns that I had in my CSV file. And we don't actually send them direct to eBay. You actually have to review them. You can click here to review the drafts. You can also reach the drafts by going here and then clicking listing drafts. So if I do that, go to the drafts page, I'll see all the drafts that I imported, including the images. So from this page, you can actually send these to eBay. If there's no errors in these drafts and you included all the necessary fields in your CSV file, you can just click, however many you want. Click them all. If you click this, it selects everything. And then, so for example, if I want to do this, I can click send. So I selected 2 items. Click the button here. It says send. You're going to get a pop-up, and it's going to warn you. It's going to say you are about to attempt sending 2 drafts to eBay. This will incur listing fees and cannot be undone. So double check your drafts and proceed with caution. So when you click send to eBay, what's going to happen is it's going to send these 2 jobs. So it's going to send these 2 jobs to the server, and then the server is going to process them. So that can take anywhere from a couple seconds up to a couple moments. If the server is really busy, it might take a couple minutes. And then once you send it, you can go to the eBay API log over here and see if you had any problems. So if I had sent some items, I would have a message in here that said, it'll say basically add item. So we haven't added any items in this here account for a long time. So these logs actually get cropped after, I think it's 30 days. But you would see add items in here, and they would look really similar to the revise. So if I look at this revise, which have been done recently, you can see there's going to be, an add item right here, and then you'll see if there's an item ID and whether it was a success or whether it was an error. You'll have either a failure or a error code if something went wrong. So if we go back to, let's say, import. Now, something that's a little tricky is dealing with images. So the way our images work on importing is that there's images field column, or I guess you could call it, in the CSV file. So when you create your CSV file, you'll have a column, and you're going to have images basically separated with a, never sure how you call it, it's like a bar. So it's kind of like this slant right here. So if you look at that little slant, but straight up. So if you put that, that little bar, it's on your keyboard, put that in between your images. So if your first image is this image right here, then put a bar after the .jpeg, and then put your second image. Now the images can be URLs from other sites, URLs from your own hosting platform, or it can just be exactly like this. So it'd basically be the SKU of your product with an underscore and then the number of the image. So this coincides with the images that you uploaded in the gallery. So if you go to your image gallery, when you upload your images, make sure your images are named with this SKU, that start with this SKU. So then when you upload the CSV file, you check this box, and it's going to align any images that you have in your gallery with that SKU to these names. So you can, in effect, import images. So, for example, if I import one of these listings, and then I have a bunch of images like this, and I go to my drafts, and I click here. You don't actually have to select it. You can just click this button here to edit it. So I'm at the Edit Draft page, and I can scroll down and look for my images. So I'm actually, in my CSV file, was using external images from another source, so they would show up in here. So if I click this, it would show me the links that I had in my file. Or you can just click Image Gallery, and you can add them manually if you like. My internet where I'm at is running a little slow at the moment, but I don't know, I was selling a microphone or something, so I had a bunch of images in here for a microphone. So the other thing about importing your costs is that when you use the import tool and you have a CSV file with a 2 columns, 3 columns. One is the SKU, which you can see here. Here's my SKU, and then the cost. And then if you're using the Price Ripper tool, you're going to have your keyword, which goes here. So that's really all there is to importing. Feel free to experiment with your CSV files and uploading, because you can, there's no really wrong way to do this. You can create a CSV file and upload it, and your drafts will show up. So you're not affecting your eBay account by importing drafts. So you can test it out, see whether it worked or not, and if you failed, basically all you have to do is just go to this drafts page. You can click all of the items that you want to delete and just click the delete button. It'll pop up and say that you deleted the draft. So I just selected all the items that I had on this page. It's not going to delete everything on there. It's only going to delete what you can see. So like if I go to page 2, there's other items in here. So I had 47 items left. So I think I had 100 items in here already. So when I imported those items, I added 40 items, and I just deleted 40. So just go to the import tool, download the template, and edit it, and try importing, and look at the drafts, and just go from there. That ends this tutorial, and thanks for watching.